Hmm. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Or in Jacob Markstrom's case, flop around and find out.
You're Locked On Devils, your daily podcast on the New Jersey Devils, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, that's a kick between the legs. Hello, I'm Zach Berman. Welcome to Locked On Devils, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network in America, in the world. Hope you're staying warm, staying safe back home. I'm not sure how much snow we've gotten back in Jersey. I am in beautiful Mobile, Alabama. Happy Senior Bowl week. That has nothing to do with hockey. But if you're wondering, change scenery, that's why. So, Devils lose 4-2 to the Seattle Kraken. First time the Devils have ever lost to the Kraken in regulation. And I have a lot to beef about with this one. I know it was a successful road trip in most aspects. They needed to win 3 out of 4, get 6 out of 8 points. They did that. But if they had won today, they could have been within 1 point of a playoff spot. This close to digging themselves out of this hole that they had put themselves in. And instead, the offense forgets how to score at 5-on-5. And Jacob Markstrom has just another absolutely pathetic performance. I'll get the good out of the way. Dougie Hamilton played well, has a point in 7 straight. Jack Hughes finally scores for the first time since since the first game back from the hand injury. Nice to see him light the lamp. Devils score twice on the power play, and Brett Pesce took something up high. I didn't know if it was a stick or a blade or whatever. Got cut up pretty good and came back in. Really nice to see that kind of character from a leader on this team. That's just, he's a warrior. There's nothing else to say about it. Like, what other sport is a guy going to get sliced open like that, get a couple stitches in, and then boom, out you go like nothing happened. So we're lucky to have him around. That's where the positives for this game end. This was a winnable game, a necessary game, and a really, really bad loss for a team that couldn't afford it. I know it's not all on Jacob Markstrom. There was some pretty pathetic defense on multiple goals against. Kovacevic and Simone Nemec not being able to clear on the Riker Evans goal. Kovacevic had 2 goals go in off him, two own goals. And I know people have been saying on Twitter, well, you criticized Luke Hughes for the 2 own goals. Why aren't you going to criticize I'm going to criticize Kovacevic. I'm absolutely going to criticize Kovacevic. That can't happen. You're a leader on this team. You're getting paid big bucks. You didn't need to be extended in the middle of last season, but God forbid Tom Fitzgerald doesn't double down on every move for whatever reason. He didn't need to be extended, but he was. And I like what he brings to the table most nights, but he was terrible today. He was terrible. I like the attitude. I like the grit. I like the compete, but you can't have 2 own goals. Like, if there are standards here, maybe he should be bench-worthy play today. Jesper Bratt should have been benched for what he pulled the Vancouver game. He should be benched for what he pulled today. Just lazy, listless, lifeless, back-checking. He looks like he doesn't care. Failing to clear, getting stripped by Jordan Eberle, and then Matty Beniers backhanding it home. Jacob Markstrom is 6'6". How do you not get in front of that? And then the classic Jacob Markstrom giving up 2 goals in quick succession, and that winds up deciding the game on a pathetic play by Andre Palat, not covering his guy. Markstrom is the worst statistical goalie in the National Hockey League. And the New Jersey Devils keep on force-feeding him starts as if they're in pristine playoff position and these games don't matter. Newsflash, the Devils are on the outside looking into the playoff picture, and whether Tom Fitzgerald likes it or not, if he misses the playoffs, this ownership group, the way they handle things, and I think we would be really furious about it if the Devils were simply just getting in and not doing anything with their playoff appearances. But right now, it's a blessing. The way ownership sees this, and I know that Frank Saravalli hinted at it that, everybody's being evaluated. It is a pass-fail system for Tom Fitzgerald. If he passes and gets into the playoffs, that's a pass. If he doesn't, it's a fail. If the Devils get swept in the first round, that is good enough for ownership. I hate to say it, but it's true. Now, you can't be acting like these games are worth throwing away when you're on the outside looking in and you get help from the out-of-town scoreboard over the weekend. They choked. This was a game they had to have, and they choked. Jacob Markstrom was terrible against Vancouver. They won in spite of him, mostly because the Canucks are worse. And for whatever godforsaken reason, they decide to go back to him today. Why is that? I'll tell you why. I know this is based in conspiracy. My invisible tinfoil hat, I'm putting it on. Jacob Markstrom is being force-fed starts, not by Sheldon Keefe, but by Tom Fitzgerald to try and justify a horrible midseason extension that he thinks was in the right. He doesn't care that he has the worst stats out of any starting goalie in the National Hockey League. He's gotten his stuff together before. He'll get it together soon. We paid this guy $6 million starting the next 2 years. We can't even buy him out. You might as well start him. Like, I know you can't run Jake Allen into the ground, but this isn't a back-to-back. Jake Allen hasn't played since Edmonton. I know he's playing Tuesday, but you can't start Jacob Markstrom in this game. You just cannot. I don't understand why. I do, because he's a horrible GM, and it reeks of him trying to justify a terrible decision. That's what it is. I think Sheldon Keefe is being told to do this by the general manager. I don't think Sheldon Keefe is that dense to the point where he actually thinks Tom Fitzgerald I don't think Sheldon Keefe is that dense for him to sit there and actually believe that Jacob Markstrom gives this team the best chance to win every given night. Nico Dawes has not been that great in Utica. In fact, he's been pretty bad. Call him up. What do you have to lose? What more do you have to lose? I don't understand why Sheldon Keefe would be running this guy back out there unless it is either a demand from ownership or he's trying to get either himself fired or the GM fired, whoever goes first. And I know for a fact ownership likes Sheldon Keefe. So maybe he knows something we don't and is trying to actually get ownership to rip the Band-Aid off. The Olympics start soon. Is there another trade deadline that's coming up before the Olympics? That's what everybody keeps on hinting at. I don't think it's actually going to be the case. Nothing ever happens in this league, especially when you root for the Devils, and Tom Fitzgerald is happy to come in second. But these games matter. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Brian Cashman telling Aaron Boone to keep on putting DJ LeMahieu in the lineup to justify his contract. When a guy stinks, continuing to play him over and over and over again does not necessarily mean he's going to get things together. You can't just wish oh, I wish this goalie that is going to make an obscene amount of money starting next year that we can't move off of. I wish he would get better. If we play him more, maybe he will. That's not how this works. That's not how sports work. When a guy is bad for this long, he's bad. And I have said on this show that Jacob Markstrom is the kind of guy that this season is going to hinge on. So maybe you do need to keep on playing him. Maybe, he's gotten it together in the past. Maybe he'll get it together this time. This was the game where I've come to the conclusion that he's not going to get it together. The Jacob Markstrom that we have seen in the past is gone. He is not moving the way he has in the past. His glove is just completely useless. The athleticism is gone. The range is gone. The poise is gone. He's washed. That's it. That's the word. Washed. And you just keep on running him out there to try and prove a point. Maybe, just maybe, it backfires and gets Tom Fitzgerald fired. Like, please, so help me God. But if the New Jersey Devils actually care about trying to salvage something out of this season, which has started like a dream and wound up a nightmare, play the freaking guys that give you the best chance to win every night. Like, why was Lenny not up until this week? What was Juho Lammikko giving you? What was Luke Glendening giving you? It's not that they weren't giving that much. They were literally giving nothing. Luke Glendening was statistically the worst forward in the National Hockey League. There isn't that much to work with. The depth is obviously not there. That's on the GM. But guess what? Guess what? There is enough ammo in the tank where this organization can choose to play players that will put them in the best position to win every night. For example, Andre Palat was terrible today. He's been terrible all season. He's been terrible basically his entire Devils tenure outside of the playoff series against the Rangers. You don't want to hurt his feelings, so you don't bench him. You keep on throwing him out there in the top six. What do you have to lose? Bring up Brian Hallinan. He's looked good. At least serviceable. Bring up Nathan Legare. He's looked fine. Passable. Looks like he cares. Andre Palat is just out there getting a paycheck. Oh, no, you don't want to hurt a veteran's feelings. Well, you wanted to hurt Dougie Hamilton's feelings. That's for sure. Tom Fitzgerald has a phrase. No, I'm not going to say it because I can't on this show. But no bleep heads. You were a bleep head to Dougie Hamilton when you forced him to try and waive his no-trade clause and then decided to healthy scratch him. Who cares about hurting feelings? It's playoffs or bust. It should be cup or bust. You know what? Nice guys finish last. That's always the way it works in life. You don't get anywhere in hockey by being nice. You just don't. Was it JJ Moser? Yeah, not JJ Moser. Darren Radish is having this magical breakout season for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And they asked Julian Brisebois, their GM, their incredible GM, what his thoughts were on extending him. And he said something along the lines of, well, it's just 1 year. We don't know. Jonathan Kovacevic was just 1 year. He extended him. You don't need to double down on everything. That's what separates the good from the bad, the competent from the incompetent, the contenders from pretenders. Sometimes being nice isn't going to get you where you want to go. Like, what? I don't know what else to say. They're going to keep on running Jacob Markstrom out there. I'm going to keep on screaming about it on this podcast because what else am I supposed to do? And you know what? I want to know how much this front office is meddling in some of these lineup decisions. That's what I want to know. Who's being forced to run out? Does Sheldon Keefe actually think that Andre Palat is giving him the best chance to win every night by putting him in the top 6? Does Jacob Markstrom actually give the Devils the best chance to win in net every night? Does Sheldon Keefe actually feel that way? The fan base deserves to know the answers to those questions. I don't know. We probably aren't going to find it out in the season. Fitzgerald gave a nothing burger of an answer when he was asked about it during the presser, whatever the hell that presser was. I have so many questions as to who's running the show, who has say in what, and why certain decisions are being made. And I feel like we're just never going to get answers to them. And yet this fan base is going to be asked to keep on buying tickets, to keep on showing up, to keep on caring. I'm frustrated. Frustrated. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Today's episode is brought to you by the lovely folks over at FanDuel. It is an NFL playoff game day. Yes, it is. I'm actually, if you see me keeping on looking over, I actually have the NFC Championship game on right now. FanDuel's officially in playoff mode. Every game day during the NFL playoffs, FanDuel is giving customers even more ways to get in on the action. Because right now, every NFL playoff game day, FanDuel users get a profit boost pack waiting for them inside the app. Each game day, you'll see a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts you can apply to the bets you like most. Open your profit boost pack first thing on game day and see what boosts you want to apply. The boosts let you lean into your game day instincts, whether you're backing momentum, defense, quarterback, player, coaching. The boosts give you more juice on the bets you already like instead of forcing you to bet something new. Every play feels bigger, and the boosts make your bets feel that way too. You make your picks, then apply your profit boosts to go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs get rolling. So visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Oh my God, Nakua caught that touchdown. Oh my goodness. This game rocks. You should be watching this. You probably are. I mean, yeah, you can bet on this on FanDuel. The Devils did not produce at 5-on-5 again. Both goals were scored on the power play. Like, I've already gotten through the 2 goals. Hold on, I just got to finish up with the football game.
Approximately 10 hours later.
It wasn't 10 hours, but look, above all else, just the lack of contribution at 5-on-5 from everybody is a joke. Like, except for the Vancouver game, they haven't been able to score more than 2 goals per game on this trip. And I know they've been winning, and the habits of playing, it's just really frustrating. Like, when they win, it feels like it's not sustainable. And when they lose, it feels like it messes with their minds. I'm out of words again. And I've watched enough of this team to know that these are the kinds of games that tend to mess with them. I would not be shocked if they go on a lengthy skid after this. Like, they shouldn't. I'd be pissed if they do, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like, what What more is there to say? I don't know. I don't know. Like, this team infuriates me. They should be so much better. And it all starts because the GM is in way over his head, should have been fired years ago, and faces no accountability for his actions. That's it. That's all there is. You mess up, you don't face accountability for your actions. That is everything wrong with this organization. Markstrom messes up, he gets to start every game he so damn pleases. Luke Hughes messes up, he doesn't get benched. Simon Nemec messes up, he'll get benched. Dougie Hamilton messes up, he'll get benched. They pick and choose which guys to to force accountability upon. It should be the whole team, or it should be nobody. I am sick and tired of there not being any consequences for poor play, for lazy play, for zero effort. Like, Sheldon Keefe is supposedly really tough on these guys. Is he? Like, who is tough on who? Like, who are they? They're just running a country club in there. It just seems like there is no I'll see you guys tomorrow. Fire Fitz.